So here we have Penumbra Black Plague, and the player can use the physics to actually bang this machine and get the soda can. And then we fast forward a bit, and he has the next obstacle, and again he uses the physics to overcome. And then here we have some very cold steam, and he needs to get by the steam. And how is he going to do that? Well, he finds a sort of freezer, and here is a thermostat, and by using the soda can from the previous machine he can cool it down, and then he can escape the level. So, and here we have some bombs that will go off if he trips the wire, trips the laser beams, so he has to get over. And again, here we have the physics, where the player has to clear some rubble to get out into the corridor. And then, speedily forward, he wants to get into this room, but it's locked. So, how to get in? Well, he finds an electric locker, and there he can disable the electricity. And so the door will open. And he finds an interesting object, picks it up, and someone enters out in the hallway. So he needs to hide to make sure he's not spotted. And just he sees, oh, I got an opportunity to run away, so he makes a dash for it and runs out of the hallway again. The main features of Penumbra is, of course, the physics. We spend a great deal of time to make the physics part of the gameplay and not simply just something for the graphics or the ragdolls. This is purely a big part of the gameplay of the game. And this also gives the player the option to do a lot of things hands-on in the game. And this draws the player into the game, and from this we believe that we can create quite a horrific ambience in the game. And we also work very closely with a musician to, from very early on, decide exactly how we, through the music, can give a sort of tense ambience. And the same goes with the storytelling. We use a professional writer that we work with from very early on. And by doing that, we can tie together the puzzles with the gameplay, so the story has puzzle clues, or the gameplay actually tells the story. And from this we also have, as you can see, it's a first-person game, but we believe that the first-person horror game should not have first-person shooting, because shooting is counterproductive to actually being a horrific game, in our opinion. So we try to have another sort of combat where the player avoids the enemy, or where he uses the environment to beat the enemy, or where he uses his wits to beat the enemy.
I'm just going to talk about now what is the actual content of the Penumbra collection. So first off, some more raw data stats. The whole collection is about over 50 unique scenes to explore, and we have put a lot of effort into each scene being specific to the storyline. To tell the scenes should tell a story on their own, and there's lots of them to explore in the whole collection. We have almost 20 hours of gameplay, and this is not just some guesswork that you normally deal with, but this is actual data that we have picked from the people that have played the game, and this is the average combined gameplay of all the games. And also, all of the games are, of course, fully updated, fully patched. So we have had all problems that have come up with after the release. We have fixed them. We have added more puzzle solutions. We have added some more, fixed some graphical glitches and so on. Also, added some more Vista support. For example, is the installer more Vista friendly? It doesn't hang up much when you start up it and so on. Now a little about the actual contents of the collection. First off, you have Penumbra Overture. Penumbra Overture starts the storyline. It's about a guy called Philip. He gets a letter from his father, which is not strange, but it's strange because his father is supposed to be dead. And in the letter it says he has a book in a safety vault, and Philip needs to burn this book. Of course, Philip does not burn this book, but he starts to read it instead, because that's what game characters do when they find those kind of strange stuff. And then he finds out that his father was somewhere on Greenland, and he decides to go to Greenland and look for him, and eventually it ends up in some kind of strange mining system, and he tries to survive there from all kinds of strange creature he encounters and other dangers, and at the same time he begins to find his clue about his missing father. And later on, we move on to Black Plague, which is the final of the storyline of Penumbra, really. And here, Philip wakes up in a cell in some sort of research facility, it seems like. And while he's imprisoned in this cell, he screams from other cells nearby. Seems like some guys are being tortured. Must get out of here, he thinks. And that's how the game starts. And then while at this research facility, Philip learns more about his father and so on. And it ends the story, and it comes to a sort of a conclusion. Finally, we have Requiem. In Requiem, as Jens said, we have a more puzzle focus. And then this is sort of a fan service, and it's also sort of a physics playground. We tie some loose ends that was with the story. You get to meet some old characters, and you also have lots of new puzzles. We spent a huge amount of time making fun puzzles for this collection. Or for this episode, and we think that we have some really nifty stuff in there.